Well, good day. Ira Epstein, and we are now on Friday, August 22nd, 2025, and it was Jackson Hole's speech day for Fed Chair Powell. And the highlights of his speech, they're pretty easy to see. The stability of the unemployment, inflation risks remain to the upside, higher tariffs have begun to push up prices in some categories. He saw a 2.9% core PCE in July, according to what he said. Fed's long-term strategy of a 2% inflation target remains in place. However, the odds of hitting it are now probably pushed way up. Probably, when I'm through talking to you, probably not even 2026. The effects of tariffs on consumer prices are now clearly visible. Highlight that. Now clearly visible. In other words, that's a big shift where he now can see what's going on. He expects the effects of tariffs in coming months to accumulate. It's a reasonable case that tariffs will be relatively short-lived in his opinion. I'm not quite in that zone with him. I see the tariffs going up and sticking. I don't see the Trump administration removing them. They don't have to increase, but they certainly aren't going to go away. It's going to take time for the tariffs to work through their supply chain of all over the world and the United States. The slowdown in the job growth was much larger than previously believed. Let's stop here for a second. You know, the head of the BLS was fired. The jobs data, if you can't believe the data, you can't make decisions. There's always some revisions, but the size of these absolutely spooked everybody. The job growth slowdown has not created large slack in the labor market, and the break-even rate has been sharply lowered. In other words, inflation, where rates should be, that's all changed a little bit at this point. So my take on what the Fed chair did today concerning inflation, he's now accepting that inflation is here and it's going to be here for a while. The Fed's going to watch it rise and not, that's a key word, not fight it at this point in time. For the jobs market, the Fed's going to be proactive to help the market as long as the data allows them to do that. And the key is that the September CPI, PPI, and August jobs report numbers, and PCE, in fact, when they come in again, they can be elevated. They can't be on a sharp rise. He'll react to that by apparently cutting interest rates. If the interest rate break isn't in September, which the market widely thinks it will be, then it's still in play for the rest of the year. So you're probably going to get one, if not two, in the remaining part of the year, according to what the market now thinks after this speech. And it's clear, the one thing you have to walk away with is the last jobs report spooked the Fed chair, and that got his focus to shift. And now what I want you to do is be on the lookout for stagflation. They're not talking it yet, but inflation allowed to rise, jobs falling, trying to cover that, job income not necessarily staying up with inflation. That's the meanings of stagflation. We're not there yet. The Fed's going to try to avoid that. Now, one of the ways you get to keep up with what I'm doing is pretty simple. You go to our website. And in this case, research is where you probably want to go. Right through here. And if you give that a click, what you will see is the different ways of the different research we offer. You can switch between quarterly to yearly billing. You can cancel whenever you want. You can pause. You can come back in. We allow all those things to take place. And this gives you an idea as you scroll through it what all these packages offer. We have the different bundles. We have a fact section that you can click, and it talks to you about where you work with all that. So why don't you join us? Each day, starting at 6 in the morning on futures, we record videos and give you ideas with 40 charts as to what's going on in the marketplace. That's followed up shortly with a Spider ETF video at about 9 o'clock that covers another 40 ETFs and individual stocks. And we wrap that up, if you want, with writings by me twice a day, Monday through Thursday, one on Friday and another on Sunday, as to what I think of the markets, the weekend events, and prep you for the Monday trade. I'm Ira Epstein. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next 5-minute video.